The World Bank and the Committee 300 are cut off from available rights and money. All historical assets were cancelled for the purpose of creating a new financial system. The transition to the gold standard and new economic system based on the new rules has begun. The basis will be 3 reserve currencies covered by gold. Historical accounts in all banks of the world are verified and the new banking system is ready to launch. After the game of gods ends and a new era is created, the golden treasure, Ra, can serve humanity. Exclusive footage from the handover of rights at the highest sacral level to all the world's assets to their owners, the Slavs. For the first time, we will publish the lineage of protectors of all assets in the world. The Soviet Union as a sovereign fully restored. The whole elite, even the one behind the scenes, accepted and recognized the restoration of the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union has always existed and now is back as a national sovereign state. The Gosbank, so-called the governmental bank of USSR, is renewed and filled with assets. The emission of rubles as a new reserve currency and the new patented banknotes are ready for circulation. The new central bank for the whole world, Bank of Hospitaliers, is based in Bratislava. All governments are informed about the activation of accounts and the change in the financial system, and what is needed to be done if they want to have funding for their nations. It might sound like a fairy tale. However, the time of Slavs is coming and a new era is coming with us. We will make an order here and no one can do anything about it anymore. The game of parasites ends forever. They were left without rights, strength and in despair. The media is still playing their games. The actors continue in their acting roles. But what awaits them if they don't give up? You will receive answers in a few minutes. We will show you the facts and the real documents. It's time to wake up and it's time to act. The golden age is just beginning.
Your son Rizal Salamin to celebrate of the justices in the whole world, the spiritual Spanish judge in the whole world. Justice Hubito Hugohobi. Today, Alexander Paramonog, all officers to send to thee and my office and most Russia. Thank you, Alexander Paramonog. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Alexander Paramonog, your son, Rizal Salamin.
Hi, my son, Salamin Rizal, how are you? Alright, document accept. Very good. Thank you, I love you. Bye.
It took more than 1,000 years. Valley of Sands, Philippine Islands, a place protected by highest forces. The white spiritual boy, Salmin Rizal, the protector of the sacred golden treasure of our ancestors, which is handed over on the basis of historical exclusive law, handed over everything to the Slavs. The white spiritual boy, Salmin Rizal's spiritual father, Alexander Nikolaevich Paramonov, according to plan as the 13th, tears the vicious circle, opens the stream of evolution and liberates. The game of gods has its result after 2000 years. In the presence of the creator of Ra, his son of the god Ra, the new era begins. The creator became Salmin Rizal as a descendant of the god Solomon, to whom the creator of Ra left responsibility for everything and authorized him to hide the treasure of Ra from parasites during the most pathetic millennial period of the dark night of Svarog. Gold is an accumulator of energy, in contrast with the gold used in the Dark Ages, which is transmitted and soaked in by crooked parasitic energies. The gold left to us by our ancestors is stored in the depositories, in vast depths, and protected by technologies that we have never seen before, and is loaded with the language of God, the divine vibrations of creation. Therefore, it is called the treasure of Ra. The time has come. for the gods returning to earth to find this treasure, and the world will be filled with the structure of golden ratio, and that is creation. Billions of tons of gold are kept in the accounts and no parasite can oppose it. The hellish world have been destroyed and the earth is clean. And so the son gave everything to his father. A new golden age is beginning. White Spiritual Boy Corporation has always owned all the assets of the all sacred gold in the world and is owner of all the sacred accounts on which the financial system was built. This treasure has always belonged to the Russians, who during the night of Svarog are called the Russians, and on the day of Svarog are called Suri, descendants of the god. The whole history is 100% distorted. In the last 1,000 years, the parasite has managed to destroy 4 civilizations. We are 5th, which shows a lot of evidence. They turned everything upside down. They made Veles a horned man, a Stalin a murderer. As an example, I will mention the triangle with the eye, which is depicted in the contracts of the White Spiritual Boy. It is the Mother Earth system, the Yin system. The eye represents the Ra eye, the correct. Complete symbol is the multidimensional Merkaba, 2 triangles, the celestial and the earth stream of the image of the highest. During this difficult period of darkness, one of the White Spiritual Boy's sub-accounts was controlled by Richard Grevet, the Satan himself, who lived on earth. In 1302, he built his false trust system on these assets. The basis of the world order has become a 1,000-year-old divine trust, the result of which we are experiencing firsthand today. Within the 1,000-year trust, there were agreements on the emission of money: 300 years, 100 years, 72 years, and 25 years. They have run our society for almost 1,000 years. The Vatican as a treasury, the Jesuits as economic ministers, the Jews as managers, bankers and other secret organizations, and the banking families of the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Baruchs, who never owned accounts, but they only managed them. During this period, Roman military law and the title of sovereign, which in this law means untouchable, also appeared. 1,000 years ago, before the Dark Ages, when our ancestors won one of the wars, the Order of the Supreme Sovereigns, the Order of St. John, was created. The Order of the Hospitallers, the highest sovereign on earth. The historical order of the Russians, the Suvers, who also awarded the sovereigns to royal families. The basis of the victory in the battle. The assets and rights of the sovereign were given by the Ivan the Terrible, who united the whole world in 3 kingdoms: Russia Byzantine throne, Russian British throne, and Russian Persian throne. Every time the trusts ended, every 100 years, wars and epidemics broke out. Another important period was the transfer of the rights to the Soviet Union, the victory of the Bolsheviks over the foreigners of the Mensheviks, and the constitution based on the so-called Kopne Law of 1936. The struggle for sovereignty and the assets culminated in World War II and millions of victims. The winner, Stalin, was therefore able to sign the New World Order Trust in Tehran in 1943 for 72 years. He proceeded correctly, overcame all of them, and gradually redeemed the Soviet nation from the Roman slavery. He attended the Bretton Woods Conventions, also based on the assets of the White Spiritual Boy, but they were not binding for him. The parasites did not give up and continued to steal Soviet assets through the Washington Accords, the constitutional change in 1977, and finally the 1991 coup under the Vlasov occupational flag. For example, the International Monetary Fund operated on USSR accounts. Their own agreements overtook them and the game was over. Richard Grevet, the one everyone served, is dead. His death in 2006 ended all trusts. He confessed his defeat because he failed to eradicate faith, hope, love, goodness, conscience, honor, justice, selflessness, and mercy in the souls of the Soviet nation. According to his will, 85% belongs to the Soviet Union and 15% to the British Queen, who oversees the fulfillment of the will. It is impossible to negotiate with the Grevet control group or ask for forgiveness. They have no mercy. Anyone who fails to fulfill a will faces their incarnation, the irrevocable destruction of the soul, the spirit of the essence. Everyone should think, Rome does not pay traitors. It's over. The parasitic games of war and revolution are over. The golden era has begun. It is now important that order prevails. By merging all white spiritual boy accounts and sub-accounts and transferring them to M1, the treasury owns everything. The whole financial system, all the money in the world, all the assets, dollar, euro, any emission. Without M1, no one will do anything. The temple is one, has and always will be. The treasure of our ancestors. These are the billions of tons that the Special International Commission put into the system. M1 is a duly registered financial organization at the United Nations. However, as first, the Kaznat Vartara Fund was established, registered as the Ministry of Justice of the Russian Federation and the Soviet Union, as stated in a decree of the National Military Council and the acquirer of the rights of the Soviet Union. Then we renewed the Light Grade Russia, a cooperative, on the platform of international law, based on society. The cooperative is not tied to the territory and its population is its shareholders. Under international law, it is sovereign and may be located in any territory. Neither state has the right to refuse registration for our activities. We do not need embassies. We are independent. We are not subjects of taxation, which has been used by all family clans and other large companies. Then the Treasury Monetary One was set up and a father-son meeting happened. And his father went down to his son and said to him, "I'm in this man, give him everything, he will do everything for the world." This created a global financial institution that has no limits. We can accept anyone, even the whole galaxy. As a result, the state authorities of China have become our shareholders, and more are coming. After the handover of rights, accounts began to be activated in all banks of the world. Rothschild Bank, Fed, account in Bank of America and all other banks, for example in Austria, Barak, Erste Bank, Volksbank, etc. and all accounts in 172 countries. In order for the world to lead out of the crisis and prevent war, M1 issued Resolution number 1 on April 7, 2020, which speaks clearly about the three reserve currencies, golden ruble, golden dollar and golden EQ. In accordance with this resolution, M1 issued the reserve currency, golden Soviet ruble, and handed it over to the Gosbank of the Soviet Union, which was fully restored. The patented new banknotes are proof of that. By the fourth M1 resolution, abolishing the account of cancelling historical assets, with the purpose of creating a completely new financial system. This step also cleared 5 million tons of Soviet gold. We are not interested in who stole what. We had everything blocked, so we initially increased this gold by another 5 million tons, thus respecting the trust agreements and the sovereign Soviet Union, which is fully restored at the United Nations, of which everyone was informed. The recognition of the Soviet Union by the world's elite will be shown soon in the public world as well. Procedures for taking legal steps to renew a Soviet passport are publicly available. M1 has established a new central bank for the whole world, the Bank of Hospitaliers, based in Bratislava, which is ready to launch. Resolution number 6, M1 issued treasury bills and the world supply of XAU, gold. Resolution 7, which clearly states that the M1 is a key organization for discussing regarding international economic issues. On October 29, 2021, we definitely shut down the parasites. M1 and the White Spiritual Boy Corporation removed all the assets and the control of the accounts from the World Bank and the Committee 300, which used a part of the account of White Spiritual Boy's account called Wonder Boy. The World Bank is an empty virtual bank. The metrics of account is with us. All codes are with us. They can't do anything anymore. They have no access. We have taken away their rights and artificial intelligence is blocking them. All accounts will be renamed on M1. They will not enlarge or shrink. It is simply a monument that gives energy, and light emissions will be made on it. Everything is ready. Servers are connected. All documents go to the banks. The transition to the new banking system has begun. On November 11, 2021, an information letter announced to all world leaders the conditions under which they could finance their projects and what they could do for their nation. On November 24th, letters were sent to all state officials, all banks, national banks, information on the change in the financial system and the activation of accounts. For example, President Čaputová, Prime Minister Heger, National Bank of Slovakia, President Zeman, and all the leaders of the world. We are waiting. It is time to inform the nation. M1 is the only regulator of the financial system. We have a huge jump ahead of us. A special program of endless finances, covered with gold, will move humanity into a new era of development. You will find out everything in time, exclusively on the channel. A 1,000 years of lies, genocide, suffering and war. The time has come to wake up. For our children, our families, our nation. Let us remember the right values. Spiritual, moral, love, loved ones, family. We were born now to act, to change everything. God looks at us and trusts us. We don't have to jump in front of the bullets like our ancestors. They won it for us. We have everything. There are no dark worlds anymore. There is no force that can stop us. All you have to do is organize, create, connect. We are the Slavs. We bring a culture of coexistence. We'll bring the earth into a new era. The whole world trusts us. Soviet nation, wake up. We have already started. Slovakia, Czech Republic, Hungary. The time has come for our rules. The time of truth. Time of justice. Time of conscience. Time of harmony. Time of creation.